Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Why not?
Okay,
Put it
let's
on the
do it.
record, right?
Let's go back and I always like to go back and hear there's gonna be something that comes out that I'm bound to forget. It's gonna be a moment of genius. So I always say, yeah, go for it.
Of course. So exactly, exactly. You got to record it for the. Oh, I like that. Is that a painting? Is that a photo? Is that IKEA?
Good painting.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm a
I wish
big
I could
fan
say I
of.
did that one, but
Yeah, I don't know if you could see them. I'm a big fan of like the plants,
oh, I love it. Yeah, me as well. And all of
and
my
then
plants are outside though.
yeah,
Oh, cool.
big fan. I got like 10, 12 plant. I got at least a dozen plants in here.
That's millennial life, plant parent.
Plant parenthood, right? It's tough, but
Right.
it's worth it.
It right? And they don't they don't they don't need to be put to bed. They're good by themselves.
No
It's great.
diapers, no talking
Right.
back.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Good stuff. What's going on? How's your day?
So far so good. I mean, it's summer, so I can kind of take it easy. My mom was here last week, so just cleaning up from that. But yeah, how about you?
Yeah, actually, speaking of mom, I just said goodbye to my mom. She came into the city today, and we got dinner at a restaurant. It's called the Gem nearby. I like it. I like that spot.
Hey,
And yeah, just a little afternoon, a little evening together.
I'll have
So
to check it out next time I'm in the city.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Where do you live? Where are you at now?
So I currently live in LA, but my mom's whole side of the family is from New York. So I'm the lone wolf that ventured out west and betrayed my East Coast roots. But I go back as much as I can. I was raised in DC though, so I always do a East Coast trip and just hit all the cities when I'm there.
Oh, DC, huh?
Hmm. DC girl.
Let me see if
What
I.
about you?
I'm from born and raised Long Island. Let me
Yeah,
see if
yeah,
I
yeah.
can.
My mom's from Massapequa.
Oh, Massapequa. She's right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is she still in Massapequa or?
She lives upstate now. She's in West Hurley. She wanted more nature, but the rest of our family's still there.
Oh, cool, cool. West
Yeah.
Hurley. I don't know. I'm not
It's
familiar with that area.
it's about a 30-minute drive from Woodstock.
Okay, okay. Oh, cool. So that's not
Yeah.
too far out of the city. That's not like
No, it's
Poughkeepsie. It's not Rochester. That's not
no.
Buffalo.
It's what, an hour and a half maybe?
Okay. Oh, all right. So it is not bad. Not bad at all.
No. No.
Yeah. So tell me a little more about your experience with with fashion, with designs, with knitting, and I mean I don't know all the terms or whatnot, but I'm
Right.
just trying to figure out, trying to find the
Right.
right, however, to make this idea come into life.
Yeah, of course. So I can give you the terms and even if we just sort of talk about the terms and I can help you figure out what you want and what terms to use, then I think that's a great start. And then if we can make something happen, let's make something happen. So we'll just go from there.
Definitely, definitely.
So my background, both my grandmothers were seamstresses and my
No
mom,
way.
yes, they were, one of my grandmothers had a sewing shop for a while and they were totally into it. My mom, growing up being a liberalized woman of the 70s, was having none of it. Got two master's degrees and spent her whole career in business, refused to teach me how to sew, didn't want to do anything to do with it. I was always drawn to it because of the family connection. But my mom does knit and she does crochet. So I know a little bit of that from her. But then I ended up teaching at a nursery school, and the person who was across the hallway from me was a master seamstress with 50 years of experience and I'd gone to school for it and worked with all sorts of brands.
Oh wow.
So, and we bonded instantly, and
Yeah,
she taught
yeah.
me. And that was about a decade ago. And so, over the course of a decade, have just explored different techniques, different use different sewing machines, try different things with different fabric, experiment with patterns, all of that. And then once you learn the basics, then you get into, okay, how do I actualize a vision?
Mm, mm,
If
mm.
the sewing store doesn't have a pattern for this, how do I create something, and how do I visualize something and create it on paper and then actually type out a pattern, write out a pattern, explore the mechanics of it to actually get the end result. So that's oftentimes referred to as pattern hacking. where you take part of a pattern and you put it with another pattern. So if I like the bodice for one dress, but I don't like the skirt, taking two parts of a pattern and putting it together.
Right.
And then from there, you just start learning how to draft your own patterns. Patterns usually come in an envelope. I can grab one. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah,
Put it out of arm's reach.
yeah. I like where this is going. Yeah, the patterns. That's
Yep.
interesting how much history you have in your family with seamstress and, designs and whatnot, and that you have a passion for it. In fact, while you're getting up, I'm gonna go get up an example of what I'm looking for.
Of course. Yes. Yes, please.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Okay. So this is a pattern, comes in an envelope like this. They come in different sizes. Lists everything on the back that you need, lists all the measurements. You take it out, and it's a piece of tissue paper, and you cut all the pieces out. You lay the pieces on top of fabric. You cut the fabric out around it. You label all the pieces. And then you have the directions, and it teaches you how to sew them together, what direction you're sewing, your seam allowance. So your seam allowance is the distance from the edge of the fabric, because you can't put a stitch right in the very end of it. You
Yeah.
have to go in. It teaches you all of that. And then you have a finished garment. I'm sorry. Sorry, my cat is doing stuff. But yeah, so that's the basic process. And then I think you were talking a little bit about embroidery.
Yes.
Sewing is where you take two pieces of fabric and you glue them together with thread. Embroidery is where you take a piece of fabric and you make a picture on fabric with thread. So this is an example of a sweatshirt I did. So all of that is ingrained, is attached to the fabric. It's not on top, it's sewn into it.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yes.
And
And
then
this
you
is
can see,
embroidery.
yes, this is embroidery. Anytime you're making a picture with thread, that's embroidery. Anytime you're holding pieces of fabric together with thread is sewing.
Got it. Got it. So the edges is sewing of,
Mhm.
so this is an example. The edges is sewing the fabrics together, and
Yes,
embroidery is the logos.
is yes.
Okay.
Now logos can be stamped or printed on the same way you might have. So let me see. This has little polka dots. That's
Mhm.
not embroidery. That is stamped on. Embroidery is when you're using the thread to make the picture. And
Right.
you can often tell because it normally won't have a back. It'll sort of be more raw. Now it can have a back. You can put a liner in there and no one will see that. But typically for like a hoodie or something, or like what you had, you'll
Yeah.
just see this. And then this will wash out over time and you'll have the letters. You
Yeah.
just won't have all the other, this is just a backing. The fabric, um, the thread needs something to hold it to the fabric. So that's why we put a backing on there.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. Okay.
That's sort of a crash course. So do you have any questions for me?
Yes.
Okay,
This
go for it.
this is what I want to, and I want to start small, simple,
Yes.
create a very, I have a roadmap, a very broad, just general roadmap. Start simple and very concise. Just scrub caps, just starting simple, where it's literally, I think it's just two pieces of fabric, and then the tied, the knot stuff.
Yep.
Literally two pieces of fabric. You have the top, and then the sides.
Yes.
So it's literally two pieces. I think it's just a regular piece of cotton fabric. We could probably get this for like 10 cents.
Yeah.
Cut it up, make these. I have the right dimensions. And
Okay.
so generally everyone's head has a similar shape. Yes, some people have smaller and bigger heads than others, yes.
Right.
But the height of their head is, I think, generally in the right area. It's the
Right.
width and the circumference of the head that's different, which we
Right.
control and modify with the string. Done, easy.
Right.
The height of it, of course, we can modify that as we go and everything. But again, generally people have a similar height of their head. And some
Right.
people that have a smaller forehead, sometimes they have more hair, right? So it kind of makes
Yeah.
up for it, just broadly in a sense, right? What I'm looking for is to make it and I could send this to you. I want to send. I'm looking for someone to partner with, someone who can create these at broad scale with a sewing machine. I don't know however it's done,
Yeah.
embroidery for custom made logos, designs, custom, whatever people want, and then make an online shop where it's like, oh, I
Mhm.
want the football, I want the flower, I want
Yeah.
the, and so on and so forth. You get it. But
Yeah.
just to start with a very general idea,
Yeah.
making the perfect fitted scrub caps, right? And for a very cheap price. Ideally, I'd like it to be all in all, shipping and handling everything under $20 each. Right? I want this to be simple and easy for people to make. I want the front or wherever people want to do it to have custom logos, right? But then I
Yeah.
want us to put our logo on. I want it to be, and I could send it to you. I made a little thing. I want it to be a mango, just a very cute little simple mango. I forget if I told
I
you or not,
have it.
but the mango is actually spelled MHANGO. I want to put an H in there because the whole concept here is top of the head to always keep it on your mind, mental health awareness. That's the broad scope,
Like,
the idea, the purpose, the awareness, but also the message that I really want to bring back here. And it should be so simple. It's two pieces of fabric and the string,
yeah.
um, custom made logos. Put our logo. That should just be like a pre-made like little emblem thing that could just be sewed on in like a circle, on the
Yeah.
side or both
That's what we
sides,
done.
whatever we got to do, right?
Right.
And I have the dimensions of what I thought was the, I guess, medium size fit, or we could go through it, but like what I think to start with, one size fits all kind of deal because it can be just by the string, and then we could go from there. So the roadmap so the brand, that's what I want to do. Mango, mental health awareness, and I really want to develop this to just start with scrub caps, but then add it on to t-shirts, shorts,
T-shirt.
socks, so just so simple to start, right? We all wear socks to work. Some people wear leggings, whatever. Scrub caps in the hospital and so forth. I want to start with the fabric that we make, just black, um, navy blue, royal blue, forest green, maroon, orange, red. Just simple things, and then we could add on now. And then I want to work on the fabric. So let's get something literally like right behind you in on the picture on the wall with like the leaves with a flower.
Yep.
The world is our oyster, the imagination,
Yes.
whatever we want to come up with, and then people could put their custom logos on that. And
Yes.
eventually, so I had something like this in mind. I think I want to do something different instead of
That's
the
awesome.
skull, maybe like a tooth, because I'm
Yep.
oral surgery but dentist. But then I want a cowboy hat. I think that would be cool. And then
Yeah.
we could start with our own custom made stuff. People can
Mhm.
add on their custom made stuff, and then people can just order it on the website.
I like it. I really like it. I have a few questions for you.
Yes.
Right now, if I go on Etsy, I'm sure you're familiar with Etsy, I could give somebody a picture like the one behind me and say, I want that printed on a scrub cap with my own mango, my own logo
Mhm.
on it. And I can get that right now for $20. So what you're
You get
talking
it for
about,
free.
can I get it for $3? Not with
That's
shipping and handling.
you
So
see.
here's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to ask. Some of what you're talking about already exists, which is great because it makes it easier. It's also harder because then you have to differentiate. Can everything you're talking about be done? Absolutely. Can it be done to a large scale? Yeah, that's something you work up to. Like you were saying, you start small and then you get some momentum and you go from there. I'm trying to figure out, okay, what do we do to differentiate? I
Marketing done. Brand done. It's already
okay,
differentiated. If we can get something so simple, it fits. This is the most comfortable, best fitting, simple scrub cap. It's not. I'm a big sweater. I'm a big sweater. Disgusting. Gross. Armpits down to here. This doesn't trap in the heat. I wear the fig scrub cap. It's a bit thicker. It traps in the heat.
okay,
I have another fabric one that doesn't fit very well. I literally have to fold over about an inch because it's
okay,
2 inches too long. I gotta
yep,
fold the brim over an inch, a full inch. So it's 2 inches too long. Too
yeah,
much. Doesn't fit.
right,
Lovely pattern. I'll get it for you. Lovely pattern. This is where I want to go.
okay,
Look at these little these cute little fish with 3 different colors. We got aqua, we got blue, and we got white
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
on a navy blue scrub cap. So simple. We'll create
Yeah.
fabrics like that and go from there.
Okay.
Differentiating. So just to start, I want to make this so just immediately I can
Yeah.
buy scrub caps that are going to fit and are in the colors that I want. Good fitting. They're not going to
Good.
trap in all the heat because it's just one layer of this little easy cotton fabric, whatever the hell it is. And again, I'll send it to you. You could analyze whatever you want to do. Simple, easy, doesn't drop in the sweat. It fits good. I don't want to have to fold this one too. This is the best fitting scrub cap that I have. I don't wear it anymore because I don't want to show these logos. I want to create my own. But I
Yep.
still have to, I don't know if you can see it, I still have to fold it over.
Yeah.
And once it's folded, then it's the perfect
Yeah.
fit. I'll show you.
Okay.
Once it's folded over, then it's the perfect fit, right? So this is a little too
Yeah.
much horn in the front. It should be a little bit further back, rounded. It fits nice. You just tie it, and it's just so simple. Okay. Good fitted. It fits easy. It's cheap. It's easy to, affordable. It's light, doesn't trap in a lot of hair, and then we can put custom fabrics on it. And the first step is what I'm getting to is those are the easy concepts. It's like 4 or 5 tops, right?
Right.
But making fabrics, making them in different color fabrics.
Right.
We literally wear a blank scrub cap with our little mango on it.
Yep.
I want a forest green one. I want a navy blue one. I want like a maroon kind of burgundy-ish for fall, right? Everyone loves that color in the fall. I love that color in fall.
Okay.
And then I want a light blue. I want to buy these.
Yep.
It would be great if they're $10 a pop because then I could buy them all for 40, $50.
Yep.
And then I could rotate on a Monday through Friday basis. I want everyone to have that option. I want everyone to be able to make their own logos on the background color. Then we
Yep.
get once we establish that, just like a nice foundation, then we can add on the fabrics like the picture in the back.
Yeah.
Then we could work on maximizing the custom logos. Then we could work on more marketing. But again, I think the brand is going to speak for itself, the mental health awareness. And then 2, the marketing. I'm going to wear these. I'm going to be making social media content until the day I die. People are going to buy it, not because I wear it, but because the brand is something we support. And I think everyone does.
Yeah.
I'm very confident that this will work. It's simple.
Yep.
People are going to like a good fitted scrub cap. That's $10, $12, 15. People can afford that. So that's my spiel.
Cool. I like that a lot. So in terms of fabric, here's what I can tell you cost wise and dimension wise and sizing wise, just to give you a general idea. Fabric comes on a big, do you know what a bolt of fabric is? Here, let me get a visual. Hold up.
And all in all, and I just posted this on that new like AIM message style, like AOL that Instagram did with the back. I just start like, I want to find it. I don't necessarily, but a team to make this happen. Like the
Right.
manager, the actual producer, the
Right.
shipping, whatever we got to do. I want this to be broad scope. I want to be more of help with the design, the overall vision and roadmap of the company going forward.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be wearing these things. I'm going to be marketing and advertising them just without even talking to them by wearing them because I want other people. It's a cause that we all. I think we need to bring this into a bigger picture. And then once we get them going for $12, or 15, we increase it to 20, and those extra $5 we send off to, or maybe we compile our own foundation. Maybe that's the direction we go with this.
I like that.
Sky's the limit.
I like that a lot. And when you were first talking about it, I was thinking, giving that the sort of how the financing part would work with a foundation or charity and all that. I really like all the things you're saying. I think it's super important if you're supporting mental health to donate to that and to really throw as much as you can behind those things, and to see healthcare workers supporting mental health and physical health is something that I believe in. My background is very holistic in what I do. So hearing that is awesome. Saying all the things that speak to me.
It really hit home, right? But it's because we all connect with this, right? And you say,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So let's find things in the classroom, in the school environment, the culture. Let's immerse ourselves. Like let's make products for that type of environment. You know, your
Of course.
profession. There, literally, the sky is the limit. This is going to be like a long project over the years. We could do whatever we want with it. I think it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like the projection of it. There's definitely been a lot of thought put into it as well. And we'll just have to figure out sort of the details. In terms of fabric, what I can show you, this
Yes.
is called a bolt of fabric. They either come, and this is a 45 incher or a 60 incher. You order a bunch of yards of fabric, you have it cut at the cutting counter, and then you go ahead and you sew with it. One of the things that is done at fabric stores with leftover fabrics, they do this. This is called a fat quarter, and you can get these for $1 to $1.50. And it is an 18-inch by 21-inch piece of fabric. I have them for days. You could make an entire scrub cap out of this. They're solid colors, they're different colors. So until you printed your own patterns, you could experiment and just do some market research with something like this that has,
Yeah.
just a very small pattern, nothing that stands out. But having something like this makes this affordable to go ahead and experiment in terms of what you want with patterns. So like the fish one that you showed me was super cute, and I think like beach vibes in summer. So if you were around that time experimenting with that versus in the fall experimenting with darker colors. So this is a great way to just go ahead and put some out there and see what sells best. And then after that, you can get a full bolt of fabric in that specific color and go from there.
Right.
Bolts of fabric, just like this, that's cotton. It's about 10 yards and it's folded over. So it's 45 inches and it's folded over. So I don't know how many scrub caps you can get out of it. I can get about 4 or 5 dresses out of it.
Whoa.
And roughly about, you can buy a bolt of one for like 30 to 40 bucks, buy a bolt of fabric. And then however many scrub caps is however many you get out of it.
Yeah.
So when it comes to printing fabric, that's a little more expensive. I could go online right now and get that fish image printed on fabric right now. It's just going to up the cost. You can get anything printed on fabric. And depending on if you wanted all of those little fish embroidered or if you wanted them stamped on the fabric, would just, would fluctuate with cost, but all still doable.
I think that's perfect. And I want you to be able to see and feel this fabric. The thing about this
Yeah.
one, it was that black one that I showed you. It's a little one, I told you it breathes, right? It breathes, but it's
Yeah.
also a little bit flexible. Now it might shrink a little bit in the wash,
Right.
but I think with a good starting point of the right size, with a little bit of shrinkage, it should be just fine. That flexibility and because it breathes, I think these are qualities in a fabric that we want, that people are going to wear.
Yes.
They're comfortable. They're
Yeah.
not going to itch.
No, I can't stand it when a piece of clothing is bothering me. I can't focus. It's that little, yeah.
Right? It's like, didn't you like invest some time to try on your own product? Like everyone knows,
Exactly. Thank you.
you
Yes.
know, that's what I
Yes.
want to do. I want to be wearing the things we make. That's the whole point, right?
Of course.
So the thing is like there's gonna the one thing I'm concerned is time, and then well, obviously cost of production, but we can work on that. It's the time to produce these things. Like,
Yeah.
so this one I had made by someone in Florida who has her own scrub cap company, Comfy Caps. She got hit by the hurricanes last fall in Florida, and she was awesome, good work. And then she just got like really, really busy and everything after the hurricanes, trying to catch up and get the business up and running again. I didn't. The communication was lost at some point.
Yeah.
After the hurricane, everything was fine. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I sent a few back to try and work on designs, sizes, and so I paid for like it was like 8 scrub caps or something. I sent like 7 of them back. Lost communication. So
I can't stand when business owners do that. It's just such bad form. And even if like natural disasters happen, I'm like, just send something. I can't stand it.
and I was like, and I'll pay for all this, like whatever we got to do.
Right.
Let's
Right.
get some progress. Like I'm super
Right.
collaborative. I'm trying to take profits for myself. I'm trying to build
Right.
something. But nonetheless, she had some kind of machine that could make the logos on, and it just the embroideries,
Can you put that closer up to the camera for a second?
and as the back. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Turn it inside out again real quick.
That was the front.
Okay, that looks embroidered to me. The other stamping method that you're talking about is using a circuit or a cricket. The people call them different things, but it essentially makes print out like iron-on stickers.
That I don't
Like you
want.
would,
You
what's
know,
that?
that's doable. It's super quick. Hey,
Right,
and you know what? Maybe it'll work, but I feel like it'll fade over time, and it makes it a bit cheaper.
right. So that's, well, see, that's what I wanted to say to you, because on your text, I couldn't tell which one you were talking about. Circuits can be 50-50, and it depends partially on the person who's operating it and partially on the materials that you're using. But unless you hit the right combination, eventually, and I'm sure you've seen it on a hoodie, like the logo will start to crack over time
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sort of fade. So if you want longevity, embroidery is definitely the way to go.
That's exactly it. It cracks and fades over time. Fading over time, not ideal, but okay. Cracking,
Right.
nobody likes the cracking.
No, and it doesn't look good, especially I think on the smaller items. If it's on a larger item, it's like, okay, that sweatshirt was passed down from somebody, they got it at a thrift store. But when it's smaller items, I'm like, I wouldn't find that at a thrift store. I don't see that being
Right.
something you'd hand down to somebody, and I do think it lowers the quality. Now,
Exactly.
it does work enough of the time that they've made a huge dent in the industry by selling their stuff.
Mm,
But if you want to do a large scale production, it would be kind of dicey. It wouldn't be a bad thing to experiment with in terms of sizing, how big you want the logos, what possibilities are if you just want to see something drawn up, because it's faster. But again, you're getting what you paid for.
yeah.
And so there was that. So it's good to know, just seeing the back of that tells me there was embroidery. I have a home embroidery machine. It is not an industrial one. I'm capable of embroidering things. I just can't do 20 of them at a time. I can do like 3 of them at a time, with getting the actual logo on. As time goes on, I'm, for my own business, for my own self, am looking to invest in a bigger one because I do this enough that it would make sense. But right now it's just not in the car. It's, something I'm working up to. So can it be done? Yes. Timing wise, how many, if you were to say, I want 100 caps by this point, what would that look like?
For me personally,
Yeah.
I'd like say those 3 to 5 caps by September. That's just a realistic thing. I'm just looking over time. I'd rather be realistic. I don't want to be overly pushing or demanding. I just want to make this thing happen. And what you just I'm pretty sure this was the like industrial embroidery. It had like other facets. I'm sure the technology's out there where one
Right.
industrial machine, probably very expensive, but will do everything and more than what we
Right.
need and would help the business. That would be the first thing we invest in. So I would
Right.
literally say all the profits are going to go until the industrial embroidery machine can be
Right.
purchased. And then now we can start talking about the investments, the
Exactly.
foundation. But and again, look, this isn't going to happen in a few weeks or months. I'm talking on a project that takes years to build. It may never finish being built. I want to get it bigger and bigger and create an actual, something that we can all stand behind as far as the cause that it's for,
I love when you said something that may never be finished, because one of the quotes I had in my classroom for years was the Walt Disney quote about, as long as there's imagination, Disneyland will never be finished. So I always tell my students, even though you think you're finished, you can always add something. So I appreciate that sort of spirit of entrepreneurship, because that's where I'm at. I believe, okay, well, you finish this. What's next? Like, let's keep growing and working towards something. So
exactly.
I definitely relate to that on that level, because to me, I'll sleep when I'm dead. There's always going to be another goal to be achieved. And, I think 3 to 5 caps is realistic. Absolutely. Now, here's the sort of kink in all this. Being
Mhm.
a teacher, being an educator, September's really hard. That is
True.
our D-Day.
True.
So I have time, and here's sort of what I can do timeline wise. When you send that to me, that scrub cap and any other examples that you have, and just put a sticky note on them saying this one's too big, this one is too hot, I have to fold this one over.
Yeah.
So I can look at the mechanics of it. If there are any you have that I can take apart so I can see all the stitching and the measurements and the lining. I can
Definitely.
put them back together, by the way. I'm capable of putting them back together and sending them back to you. But if I can look at the mechanics of it and I can mock up a good scrub cap based on everything you've said, based on the parameters that we currently have, if I can mock up some good ones that I'll send back, once we have this back and forth and I can get you one that you want,
Mhm.
then I'll say, okay, so I'm out of town at the end of the month, but I have some time in between. I can do quite a few a week, but I just want to know what your bottom line is. I have the ability now, once we get that ideal scrub cap, that one, to make a bunch of them and stockpile them until September and just continue to work on them so we have a backstash.
Mhm.
That gets harder as the year goes on because I have less free time.
Yeah.
This year, my schedule changed. I work at a boarding school now. So I work early mornings, then I tuck kids in at night, but I have this weird like 6 hour gap in the middle of my day most days.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Different.
It,
Different.
it is. But boarding school is 24/7. So our hours are crazy, as I'm sure you're aware, just with weird hours and being on call. Sort of works the same way with me, but without medical emergencies, hopefully.
God forbid. Oh, not with the kids. No.
I
No.
mean, I am an EMT. I really just don't want anything to happen while I'm watching them.
Not with kids. I exactly. You know. Hey,
Teenagers.
so you were wondering about like what the bottom line. There is no bottom line. I really feel connected because you have a passion. You come from a history and a background,
Yeah.
sewing, knitting,
Yeah.
embroidery, the whole thing. Whatever it takes. Like let's take the time with it. Obviously, as a resident right now, I don't have much leeway with cash, but whatever it takes, right? It's going to take time. Let's do this
Right.
one at a time. Let's work on it. Yeah, I'll get these sent out. Hopefully by the end of the week, I could get some stuff to you. Send me
Okay.
that. We'll work on it. Also, I have a friend who gave me the number of people that make things too. Whatever we do, like we're gonna find a team. We'll manage it
Oh,
together. We'll build this thing. What if we were able to find a
100%
team
important.
that could be pumping these things out 100 a day? Like just what if, right? And we send
Yeah.
them the designs, you and me, we're going to work on the designs, get the right size. Let's come
Yep.
up with 7 to 10 designs that you,
Mhm.
me, we like, that I will wear,
Yeah.
that fit good, that breathe, that are relatively simple to make and look good. And then the big one is what other people are interested in buying. Because this fish one, I've gotten several people to be like, I want that. I want that. What if we
Right.
make it now in a different fabric? Because this fabric sucks, doesn't breathe.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm
ooh,
interested
if you
to
like,
feel all the fabric. I have to feel it in order for me to know, but I'm interested to see what all the different fabrics are.
I'll just, this one, I only wear 2 scrub caps right now. I have about 7, but the other 5 suck. They don't fit.
Yeah.
Fit right. The size incorrect. They don't look so. Anyway, you get it. Um, I'll send you the ones that have the good fabric but don't fit, and then I'll send you the sizing. I have like 2 pictures of the sizes that, and we'll go from there. We'll work on it together.
Yeah. That can all definitely be done. I can have a decent amount once we get that sort of perfect scrub cap, once we've taken everything apart, put it back together, analyzed, looked at things, measured, sourced different fabrics. I can send you some fabric samples. We can feel. With fabric, it's just one of those things that really is by touch. I can't just look at a fabric. I have to be able to feel it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
order to make a garment. So I can send you some samples, a sample fabric, and also sample scrub caps, and you just wear them and tell me what you like and don't like, and we can figure them out. I don't mind wearing them. I'm gonna look odd walking down the street with them. So it'll be I do have some friends in nursing though. So passing them around, just seeing what they think. I don't know if you're well, so it sounds like you want a basic scrub cap. Is there anything else that you wanted with them? I know some of them have ties versus elastic. Some of them have the buttons on the side so you can hook your mask onto it. Some of them have a longer tie or shorter tie. Are there any other details like that you want me to be considering through this process?
Oh, it's literally this fabric because it breathes and it's got a little bit of flexibility. The little strings are made of the same fabric actually, and I'll send this to you. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Can you hold it up to the screen real quick
Yeah,
just to see?
this little string. It's like the fabric folded over. It's two layers, and
Bias tape.
it's so easy. It's so
Yeah.
easy, simple. And the fabric, it's one layer. Again, it breathes. It's a little bit flexible. It stretches. It's perfect. And people in my program liked the company that did this, but it was so variable because I talked to her and she was eyeballing it every time. I happened to get one.
No, 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 no. You can't
No,
eyeball.
no, no, no.
Can't eyeball. You gotta measure.
Right? So let's work on that. Let's do that. So I right now I'm
Mhm.
actually just looking for I just want to try one scarf. I want to get a forest green. Yeah, I think forest green, that's the best way to describe it. Of this fabric, only the mango logo, and maybe a forest green, a maroon, and a navy blue. Those are the three I'd like to start with. There is no cutoff date. I just want to get the ball rolling. Even if we can only touch base, say, at a once per month basis, it's something we
Yeah.
need to do and move forward. That's it. That's it. There's
I
no,
was just gonna ask you timing wise. Oh, speaking of timing, I'm looking at this. It's about to cut us off.
yeah,
Should we get back on so it doesn't cut us off? Or
sure,
find
whatever you like.
time?
I mean, I think we're also wrapping up. It's 9:20. I do have to get up at
Oh,
5:20.
that's right. You're on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Okay. I forget. You guys are earlier. Okay, so here's what we'll do. I will send you my address. You can send all that out to me.
Yeah.
I once I get that, I'll deconstruct a few, put some back together, figure out what you like and don't like. I'll send you some to try on. Tell me what you like and don't like about each one of those. They'll all be a little bit different. And then tell me what you like. I'll use that one as our example and we can go from there. I
Perfect.
have a lot of stuff. So, for example, there's this blue fabric I got. I'm not using it for anything. I'm more than happy. And I have all the materials, this basic sewing materials here.
Hmm.
The only cost that there is would be labor and fabric. And as long as those two things are covered, I mean, fabric, I have enough to do a bunch of mock-ups. I'm not using every scrap I have. So that'll be sort of the next few weeks,
Mhm.
the next week or so. I'm out of the country at the end of the month, but I can definitely get you something before then. And we'll
Yeah.
just go from
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's touch base in the DM. That one's
there.
quickest for me. The
Yeah,
audio,
it works great. Um, and I
as
can
long
also
as you're
send
okay with
you,
that, right?
what's that?
As long as you're okay with the DM, because the audio is best for me, just so I could give detail and
Of
it's
course,
perfect,
of
perfect.
course. Yeah, no, that works perfect. I don't always do audio notes because sometimes I was hiding texting from my students, but
I'm fine.
I,
Yeah, it's fine. I
you say it's fine. I don't think my boss thought it was fine.
don't mind.
But yeah, that works for me if it works for you.
Perfect. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll
Oh,
compile a bunch and I'll send it to you by end of the weekend. Let's do that.
okay. And as much as we need to touch base this summer, like I said, I'm around. And then hopefully that'll offset some of the time limitations I have because coming into September, my free time is just non-existent for a while. And then we go back to being okay.
Let's get in like an autopilot mode before then, if we can. If we can,
If
we'll touch base.
if we can do some sort of autopilot so we're on a schedule and we say like once every 2 or 3 weeks, that works for me.
Exactly. Exactly.
Cool.
All
This sounds
right.
great. I'm excited to be a part of this. This is
Yeah. Thank
wonderful.
you.